Hey everyone, Happy New Year. I hope everyone's doing well. I know it's still a crazy time, but I haven't posted in a while, but I wanted to do a hot sauce video. You know, early on, I didn't really use a lot of hot sauce, but my wife loves it, so I've started to use it a lot more. Also too, my brother-in-law started a company, so I was inspired by it. This is habanero, so it's really spicy. So I'm gonna go with a little something milder. So I'm gonna start with the jalapeno, which is lower on the Scoville unit in terms of heat. So that's a unit of measure that they do for heat. Habanero being on the high side of it. This is the lower side. But kind of quick note though, see this black streak here? If you see a jalapeno with a black streak, super spicy. And the seeds make it spicy. And please be careful when you touch things, it will burn. So be careful when you handle this. You can wear gloves too if you want. I'm doing something with a sweet heat, so I'm doing mango. It's winter, so tropical fruit is great for the US in the winter time. Mango here, it's been peeled, and now I'm gonna cut it. And so I wanna show you a little something. So I cut one end to keep it flat, because anything is slippery, slimy, you don't want it to roll on you. You also need a sharp knife. So the pit of a mango runs this way, right? And kind of goes this way, so you wanna cut around it, 1, 2, 3 around, depends on how high you go with the top, but you can kind of see it there, right? 3 around here. There it is. It's always a little bit different, and there you go. And so I'm gonna take the rest of this off, and we're gonna char this in a cast iron pan. Okay, so I've got about 2 cups of fruit. So while I was peeling it, that's the mango pit, I tasted it. So it's not super sweet, it's a little bit on the sour side, so you have to taste things as you go along, because then you can adjust to it. So now hot cast iron pan, you can use the grill if you got one, or I just wanna get a little bit of color and caramelization on there for a little bit of flavor. And actually in this too, right, I'm adding a little bit of sugar because I know it needs it, and it's gonna kind of develop that caramelized flavor. That's the kind of way I want my hot sauce to be, so I'm gonna get a little sugar right now, and I'll put it in there. I don't want it too sweet, but I want it enough, because everything's about balance for me and my sauces. So let's go about a teaspoon here to help caramelize the mango. I'm gonna add maybe some more later, but we're gonna have to taste it, but then I'll give you the full recipe. I've got some color on it, and the sugar definitely helps develop some caramel. Cast iron pan helps as well. Holds the heat in. So that's about where I want to go. I don't want to go too much darker because it might change the color of it, but I just want to get some of that sweetness going and develop some of that flavor. And then we're going to go into the blender. This is going in. Careful, it's hot, especially cast iron. There's no insulation there. And throw that in there right like that, right into the blender. And then I'm going to start working on the other parts right now. So we'll take some of the jalapenos and get about a cup going. I'm just going to chop them up just so it makes it easier for the blender to make it, spin. If you don't want it as spicy, then please take out the seeds. I might take a few out here, but if you want it hot, then by all means add some of those seeds in. So I'm gonna get some of these rolling. Okay, so I've got the jalapenos. Now I'm gonna work on the onion. So this is a large one, yellow onion. You could use sweet onion, but just probably for me, and this is gonna be once you start making these, it's about how you want it to kind of come out. Obviously you want a hot sauce, or maybe not. You want some of that, the flavor of that spiciness. And I've also roasted peppers too. You can do the same recipe and roast everything together and then blend it, which is also nice, or char it on a grill. But I like some of those flavors, great with tacos, breakfast, really good. So same thing, you don't have to go full dice, but just enough to get it moving in the blender because it's just all gonna come up. I'm gonna go simple here, cut that up. And, I'm just gonna put it right in here so we can all put it in the blender. Boom, boom. Boom, I think that's enough there. And I'm gonna put some garlic in there as well. So I got a few cloves here. Take the edge off because there's that hard piece right there, and then just hit that because it's all gonna get blended up nice and smooth. Take that off, take the paper off. Wait. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's about 3 cloves. You can put more garlic in if you like that garlic flavor. Like I said, this is gonna be up to you, but I'm gonna give you a base recipe to go off of. That's what makes cooking so much fun, because, but garlic is assertive. So, if you want a garlicky sauce, you're gonna get that. So there's that. Then next we're going to add this too there, right into there. And then now we're gonna put some of the liquid and some of the other things that make hot sauce great. So you need some vinegar. I'm using white vinegar. You can use rice wine vinegar too. Sometimes I do that. About 2 cups. Just for sake, I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna go 1. So vinegars are different. So distilled vinegar is very sharp, very, very strong. Rice wine vinegar is gonna be a little bit milder. It has a particular flavor to it. So that's gonna really depend. So obviously when you need to go faster, you just take that little spout off. I'm sure you guys know this, but in the kitchen, sometimes when we have these little retail bottles, we call them, we have to kind of pop things off to make it happen. So there's 2 cups right there. And that's gonna really help it. Okay, so the vinegar really helps because you need that balance. That's what gives that, that nice, spicy and just, the acidic type to help it as a condiment. Next, salt. Without salt, so the more salt you add, you need to season it because I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons in. This I'm using actually like a mineral, like sea salt. I like the flavors on it, but it helps kind of introduce all that stuff. And then we're gonna start here. And at the end, I'm gonna add a little cilantro. Actually, I'll put it in right now. A little cilantro, this is optional. I had a little bit. So we're gonna put some in there and we're gonna blend that up. Just like that. Start it up. So blended it up. I added another teaspoon of salt and I'm gonna do a little bit of sugar just to balance because it's always hard when you're making stuff because it's a natural ingredient and sometimes the spices are different and the sweetnesses are different. So you gotta balance that out. The mango wasn't particularly sweet, so I wanna get a little bit more up there. I'm gonna blend this up one more shot. Just get it going a little bit. And I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil too. Now I don't wanna go fast on the olive oil because when you do olive oil, when you blend it, it'll get beaten up and taste kind of bitter. So you wanna just go nice, smooth, little blend here. And just about 2 tablespoons, just to give it a little bit of body, that's it. And that's all you got. I want to give it a little bit of fruitiness, and then kind of like layer of oil kind of adds a little fat to it. And then we're gonna dip our chips in there. I'm gonna put here. See, nice green color, a little bit of cilantro. There we go. I've got my bowl of chips here. I'm gonna give it a taste test. I can smell the spice and the vinegar. That's what you want in the chip. Delicious, sweet, heat, vinegar, salt. It hits all the spots. Not too spicy, but spicy enough that you know it's a hot sauce. So, hope to hear from you. If you like this video, hit the like button. Comment if you want to see something else. And please subscribe if you like to see more content. Thanks.